convention's home. This business is home to me. There's no place I'd rather be than here in WFG. But I need you to understand, all the accolades and all the success that I've had, I've accomplished every dream that I wanted to accomplish in this business in the last 29 years. But you have to understand something. I'm gonna take a step back for a second. That wasn't always a deal. I came in here on my when I was 22 years old. And the number 22 was my favorite number growing up as a kid. But when I turned 22, everything that could go wrong did go wrong in my life. I got kicked out of Cal State Fullerton. I had my house repossessed. I had my car repossessed in front of two of my friends. I had my girlfriend at the time dump me. I moved back to my parents. That wasn't funny. I moved back to my parents' house, and then my dad gets diagnosed with cancer. And all I know is like, dude, there's nothing I was doing was right. And it was crazy. And me and my parents started having a difficult relationship. And so I remember my father reaching out to my godfather named Tony Karungai. Tony Karungai is here, and I'll talk about you in a second, just hold on. He said, I'm having a tough time with my son. He's a good boy. He really is. He's just gone through a tough time through high school, through college. He's just not fitting in a lot of different places. Can you go out there and help him out? He's gonna be good possibly in your business. So my godfather, Tony Karungai, starts to prospect me. He prospects me by calling me. Back then he was paging me. When he paged me, I get to a payphone, I call him back. And he'd go, hey, I want you to come to a meeting. I'd flake. For 3 months, this guy prospected me nonstop. He'd come to my house. I looked through the peephole. Nonstop, I flaked on this guy. He paged me. I call back. He goes, hey, Jude. I go, this is not Jude. He goes, yes, it is. I go, no, it's not. I was in a position where I didn't want to be helped. Does that sound familiar to any of you guys? And so here's all I know. He believed in me so much that this one day changed my entire life. I was so down and out. I was arguing with my parents. I had no money. I was broke. My head was all messed up. And I was at my house, I left my car in the driveway, and all of a sudden I hear a doorbell. And then I look through the peephole. You guys know what peepholes are? There's no ring cameras back then. And as I'm looking through the peephole, I see Tony Karungai. And if you know my godfather, Filipino, plaid wearing suit, cool guy, he's ringing the doorbell, knocking, going, Jude, I know you're home. Your mom told me you're home. I see your car in the driveway. He goes, are you there? And for 5 minutes, I'm going, why the hell does this guy keep bugging me? And I realized because, dude, why is this guy bugging me? Why did my dad have him go call me up? For what? What's this deal he's talking about? And all I know is he started to walk towards his car. I started to feel bad because he's my godfather. And as he was walking back, he had his hands in his pocket. He's walking back, and I'm looking through the peephole going, good, I'm glad you're leaving. And then as he got close to his car, my heart sank for a second and said, this guy actually believes in me. If he's gonna turn around before he gets to his car, I'm gonna open the door. So he's obviously walking towards his car, and as he's walking towards his car, what did he do? He turns around like, shit, why get the truck around, right? And so he turns around, I open the door and I go, hey, what's going on, Uncle Tony? He goes, hey, you're home. I go, yeah. He goes, we got a meeting tonight. I've been inviting you. I go, yeah, I'll be there tonight. He goes, no, I'll wait for you. No, I'll be there. I actually showed up for the very first time that night. It took him 3 months to believe in me. And when he believed in me and I showed up, the rest became history. Here's what I gotta tell you, my first secret to you guys right now. Here's my first secret. Don't push away the people that believe in you. I was up in the rafters yesterday and I heard a guy go, I don't know why I'm in this meeting, all they do is talk about themselves, blah, 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 blah. When he gets off the phone, I put my arm on his shoulder and say, hey man, I don't know you, but whoever invited and brought you here, they thought enough about you that there's something for you. So if you think it's about you and not them, you got your mindset wrong. I saw him a little while ago, he gave me a hug and said, thanks. The speaker yesterday changed his mindset. You're about to go home today, I need you to understand something. There's someone that believed in you enough to get here. Do you understand that? So my first secret is that, now if you look at this photo, my dad is the one on the far, that one over there. The short Filipino on that side. My dad's no longer with us. He passed away 13 years ago, but I carry this cross that's his, and I know he's here with me. And with us. He worked through my godfather, Tony Karungai, to get me here. And then I have Maravik, actually one of my team members is still here in the business here. Another is Sheila. There was a #1 personal producer in the company for 4 years, no longer here. He quit, I'll talk about that later. And that's my 3-day suit that I wore every BPM for 3 years. Now, if you look at the date, 9/19/95, that's exactly 2 months after I met this man named Rich Dolly over here that put his arm on my shoulder when he came to the Anaheim office and said, son, I believe in you. And I'm like, I don't even know this guy, and he's believing in me. And here's what I need you to understand. You know what the toughest thing about WFG is, for real? Is to get the word no. I'm looking at Paxton, he was presenting yesterday, he's a police officer. You know what the worst thing that can happen to Paxton? He can get shot in his job. Would you agree? Yeah. But in WFG, what's the worst thing that happens to you? It's a no, isn't it? Like a no, that's all you get. Look to the person to your left and say no. No. Look to the right, say no. No. How bad was that? But here's the deal. It's what's attached to the no that matters. See, the first secret is to not push people away. But the second secret is you gotta get the gift that was given to you and you gotta pass it to somebody else. So you could be in WFG for a day, a week, 10 years, 20 years, and you go, I can't recruit, I can't build. It's not that you can't recruit, you can't build, you're just not believing in anybody. I took the belief that was given to me, and guess what I did? I passed it on to this breakdancer named John Cordero. That's John Cordero right there. Now, if you look at John Cordero, I go, cuz, man, I believe in you. You can't breakdance forever. Come on, cuz, you can do this. It took me 5-6 trips to San Francisco. This guy's a salesman. He gave me all these rejections. Here's where I learned about the word no. I don't take no for an answer. You know what I also learned? No also means not now. Do you understand that? Timing is everything. And it was kind of funny because all of a sudden after 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months, John actually calls me up and says, hey, cuz, is it your company called da-da-da-da? I'm like, yeah. There's this guy at my fiance or girlfriend's house at the time that's prospecting her. Can you fly up here? I'm like, sure. I flew up there that same day and I recruited John after a 12.5-hour hiring interview. Now all I know is this, the power of this business happens twofold. People believe in you and then you believe in other people. Through that we are attached and that's how we win as one. Now if I could for a quick second, talk about my upline. Tony Karuna, can you please stand up? Where are you at? Now, here's what I'm gonna tell you this, listen up. Tony Karuna, hey, listen, he was 57 years old when he recruited me. He's currently right now 85 based on his... Based on his one ID. The other IDs say he's 90, the other one said he's 70. But the American ID says 85.